here on Undefined Radio. Come to you today with a quick episode because we got a busy week ahead of us.
Yeah, we do.
Thought if we're going to get this in, we're going to at least try to get it in today because we don't know what tomorrow's going to be like. It's probably a crazy day tomorrow. So
it
we
will
want
be.
to go ahead and get this in. Maybe we get y'all a little one done because we were talking about it. And I had this conversation with a buddy yesterday about psychology and old school psychology and how the business has changed. And it wasn't even about old school psychology, it's about old school, right?
Yeah.
Because I think there's a misunderstanding when it comes to when especially between younger guys and older guys, right?
Yeah.
Between the new school and the old school. I think a lot of the times when these younger guys hear us say old school, they're thinking, well, because we're always picking on the flippity floppity stuff.
Well,
right?
I think they just think we're going to talk about like top wrist lock, hammers, and all like that. Just all this stuff.
And that's not it.
It's
we're
not
talking
it.
about psychology
Yes.
more than anything. Right?
There's nothing wrong with going the top rope and do it, but if every move and you're having to set up and you're having to wait and it's like it's a circus act. Then.
That's it. It's not wrestling.
To me, there's nothing there's nothing wrong with high flying maneuvers.
No,
nothing.
Not at all.
I mean, you look at to me, the master, the absolute master, and you know where I'm going with this. Rey Mysterio Jr. is the absolute master of that. If you ask me, I mean, of knowing how to,
people have been, people have been being innovative in wrestling for a long time. This is not a new phenomenon.
No.
When the drop kick came around, that was new.
No.
People were like, wait, what? You can do more than just grab somebody in a headlock and a body slam?
Exactly.
Oh my God, what's happening? Then the super kick, when Chris Adams did that, we're like, oh my God. You can do that?
Oh, you even think about this, man. Terry Funk with a spinning toe hold. That was his finisher.
Exactly. So when we talk about old school, we're talking about the psychology.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, exactly.
The psychology of a match. And here we go.
Yeah.
Crazy ass dogs.
Yeah.
Jesus, they make me mad.
I know. But you're right. It's the psychology of it. There's absolutely positively nothing wrong with doing high flying moves.
No,
I never could.
No.
I wasn't that guy. I was actually more of a ground guy. But even being a ground guy, I still, I didn't just sit there and just do a bunch of boring moves. You had to have moves that were exciting and that get that whoa factor. Yeah, sure, you got to have those. But if every move's a whoa factor,
it takes the specialness out of it. And again, you're not telling the story.
No,
I don't mind anybody who can do high flying stuff.
No,
and can do some unique, cool things. But if you're just doing the move to do a move,
yes,
then you're not wrestling. Right? You're not telling a story. You're not using any kind of psychology. Use those things within the story of your match. Sell the psychology. So when we talk about old school, that's what we're talking about.
Yeah,
psychology. You can do all the cool new things that these guys are daredevils and can do, as long as it makes sense within the confines of that match.
Yeah,
but a lot of it goes back to people don't know how to structure a match either.
Oh no, we talk about too. I mean, our locals right here that hats off to Abel, Abel Booker, killed with that stuff. Jackson Crowley is the master around here, and he is. That kid is really mastered of old school psychology with the high flying moves, and he's a master of them. It's just awesome.
There's a lot of guys who can do it. I watched Buck Skinner, his match the other night. Dang, I just had the kids. I just looked it up. I just saw it. But they were at New Japan together. They just trained over there.
Yeah.
And you could tell the difference in how Buck works. He still uses a lot of the moves that he does so well and looks so cool. But how he puts his matches together now have such a greater impact.
Yeah.
And makes sense. You're doing it.
And it does.
You can see it. And the other guy, too, God, it's killing me that I cannot remember his name. Good morning, Mark. Or good afternoon, actually. But I thought, well, what a difference.
Yeah.
Right? It looked good. They were doing some cool things.
Yes.
And it made sense. You had the bigger guy and the smaller guy.
Yeah.
And the dude's not really that small, but against Buck, a lot of people look small. So it was, I thought it was great. And you can see but they're taught.
Yeah.
Right? They're taught psychology. They're taught how to work their stuff.
Exactly.
And that's missing a lot in this business right now. And it's because everybody's like, what kind of cool move can I do?
Exactly.
How cool can I make this move look?
I mean,
and don't care about the match.
No, it's just, and there's nothing wrong with a cool move. I mean, all of us got, even me, as old as I've gotten, like there's a couple of things that I like to do and have fun with. Sure, you want to know how to get a move about. I mean, when that's all you're thinking about, You know,
Yes.
you shouldn't be thinking about that your moves. And when I say this, and people might, okay, the moves need to be an afterthought. That's just what you do. That's what you do to get the story across.
That's right.
That's what the moves are there for. The moves are there for a tool. The moves are there for a tool to get the story across and get that match over. That to me, that's the way I've always looked at it. It's like, perfect example. We talked about a match we had one time. We'll go shoot on this. We went out there, and I got absolutely nothing but a roll up.
Yep.
And people went crazy when I got the roll up. Why? Because you beat the crap out of me the whole match. I didn't even throw a punch.
And again, it's about storytelling.
It was storytelling. That's what it was about. It wasn't about the moves. It was about the storytelling.
And you got a lot of guys who just don't. It's a simple concept.
Exactly.
But it's a difficult one to master.
Yes.
And you've got to be willing to put in the time to do it. But
yes.
A lot of guys just are not willing to put in the time. Now, I have been pleasantly surprised at some of these new guys coming in today actually care about it. They're trying to learn it, and they want to learn it, and they want to know. And it's like, dude, those are the guys I like being around.
I'll tell you what, especially Crossroads with the group we got in Crossroads, and a lot of them are, like I said, in Bluff City too. I am so proud of all of them because they get it. They ask questions. They're looking around. They're trying to learn. They're out there. They're on TV. They're doing shows everywhere. They're doing everything. And while they're out there, where we're going to be at tomorrow, we're going to be at the ring tomorrow. And we'll have a lot of the guys that you see on TV. And they're going to be out there now honing their skills and asking questions and learning stuff and trying things and everything else.
Yep.
That's what you're supposed to do.
Well, that's because that's what they're being taught, right?
Exactly.
Like we were doing our production meeting, and they made the point like, hey, look, I see a lot of you young guys are actually sitting by your trainers.
Yeah.
He said, which is how it should be.
Exactly.
He said, you gravitate to them because those are the guys. He said, when I was taught, they set me down, said, you don't leave my side.
Exactly.
Wherever his trainer went, he went.
Yeah.
All right. Whatever town that was in, where his trainer went, he went.
Exactly.
And then when it was time for him to retire, his trainer to retire, he told him where he should go and where he should stay away from.
Exactly. And I'm glad you brought that up too, because that's the first thing that we taught, a couple of people that are coming up with us now. Because I had one of our trainees that was asking before he went on. He's on TV now too. But he was asking, he said, "Man, I got this guy asking me so and so and so." So I wasn't familiar. I said, "Man, before you go anywhere, if I don't know him, then if I don't know him, I'm not going to tell you not to go. But I'm going to tell you, you go. You ask Chad. You ask Storm. You ask him. You go over here. Yeah, so even ask Two Count. He's a referee, but he's there. That's right. If he's been there, ask Jackson Crowley. Ask Mike Reels. Ask one of these guys that are out there doing this stuff a lot, because I'm not. I hadn't in years. But I trained this, but I don't know a lot of these new companies. But I was like, you ask him before you go anywhere, because the last thing you want to do is be on a show where you can get hurt because they don't know what they're doing, or you get on a crap show, just like that stuff we saw that we exactly any of them. And that other one we saw a guy that you actually wrestled one time, and he'll probably never get booked on a decent show again because he was seen, and the guy's not that bad. But the thing is, he was on a crap wrestling show, and that just took all them guys that were on there. And I saw a couple of them that wasn't that bad, but the rest of the show was so horrible. Oh, yeah. Do you really want to book them?
No, you don't, because that's what you're associated with.
Exactly. That's what you're associated with.
You get a stink on you.
Yes.
That you can't get rid of.
And I'm trying our best to all our guys that come up there. I heard from, I'll tell you too, I heard from our guy from down in Jackson that we're training, Justin, that we're training. Oh, yeah. And he said, man, I've been working out. I'm eager to come back. I'm going to try to call him probably today or tomorrow. He's supposed to be back down to where he can start coming up again. He's another up and comer. I'm real proud of our other guy, Brandon, is coming up. Brandon's really man. He comes out there. He
puts in the work.
Man, the kid puts in the work. Ask. He does. He's out there. He's the first one asking when we go in the ring. We've got, right now those two we've really got. They really, really want it. They really want it, and they listen. That's the main thing you got to do is listen.
And you have to, and that's what they're all told.
Yes,
right? Is to do that.
Yep.
Alexa, off. Alexa, end timer.
There are no timers set.
Dude, you literally just have a timer going. What the hell? I hate it when she back.
I know.
I swear to God. So I'm smoking ribs on the smoker. Folks.
Yeah, they look good. They look really good.
That's why she's talking to me. Yeah. They're going to be delicious later on tonight. But yeah, so, and again, I think that's a big thing missing. So I just thought that, these guys who are out here and they don't understand it. and they think that you're just bashing new school.
No,
right?
no, and the thing is it's not bad. And I understand why they would think it, because, and I can understand where they get the misconception from.
Mhm.
It's, again, I am all for, again, things, this like, and I'll even take this for legit. Says he made a perfect point. He's right. Things evolve, and they do evolve, and that's great
Yes.
that they evolve. But even though evolving, there's still
But
a
psychology
core.
does-
The psychology and the core of wrestling. You've got to keep that. And speaking
that's
of
my
that,
point.
I know me and Legit don't always see eye to eye, but that kid is incredible.
Yes, he's really good.
He is.
And
I'm
he
really
gets
proud
better
of him.
all the time.
Yeah. Do I like his do I like his things in the ring? No, we argue all the time. Yes, but I still the kids is I'm not going to take away from his talent. His talent is incredible.
And that's what I was explaining to him yesterday, was that it's not the moves.
No.
You can do the moves.
Yes.
But you have to have the psychology.
Yes.
That's old school. We talk old school. That's what we mean.
Oh yeah.
It's the psychology and the lack of it being used.
Yeah.
You've got to do it. And because another part of that's people's egos.
Oh
right?
yeah.
They all want to be the superhero. They all want to be invincible. Well, dude,
Yeah.
they're not invincible.
Another thing too another thing that I've seen in the past that I'm seeing better at now is used to, man, they would do some high flying move, and 5 seconds later they're getting up. They're not selling that move. It's like, when somebody hits you with a high flying move, you better sell the crap out of
See
it.
that picture I posted yesterday
Which one?
where Rooster's dying? You didn't see the big right hand?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
dude,
Hit my
beautiful.
boy Rooster.
It was beautiful. It was beautiful.
Hit my boy Rooster,
Just
man.
laid him out. Danny said, "Big Daddy, shame on you guys." That's all I have to say. What are you talking about, Danny? We're fine upstanding citizens Saturday. I don't know what you mean. I don't know what you saw.
I don't know.
Look, I don't like bullies, and those guys are trying to bully us. I stand
What?
up to bullies.
They wouldn't try to bully
They
you.
were all day long. They were trying to bully us.
Oh,
Barry said, "I guess I will never announce anywhere else." That's not true. You got Crossroads.
there you got Crossroads.
We are fully expecting you to be
Yep.
announcing at Crossroads. You should know this.
You are a Crossroads Illuminati. You
You
got to
are.
be there.
You are, dude. But it is one of those things where you got to be able to. You got to use psychology.
Yeah,
first.
that's the bottom line. That's the reason when we preset, and we'll make sure we say that tomorrow. At the thing, it's not. I haven't got anything, because one thing we often discuss too is with Legit. Legit is one of the most athletic people we've got.
James Rudd, I think. Super strong too.
He's
He's
super
short,
strong.
but that dude
That
is
don't make a
strong,
difference, man. He
dude.
is
Y'all just
strong,
don't
dude.
understand.
He really don't
I
understand how
heard some
strong
guy
that guy
Saturday
is.
say, "Well, the small guy." I'm like, dude,
Dude.
you realize this dude's probably twice as strong as you.
Is he will bitch press you.
Dude,
He will
yes.
press you over his head. No
You know, I heard
problem.
you say bitch press is what I actually heard you say.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I like that term. That's what I'm going to start calling
Bitch press, yeah. Oh, he
don't know why
would.
that's what I heard, but-
I guarantee you, Legit would.
I'm like, dude, you need to call it the bitch press.
Oh man,
We
I
just do
see
it
it.
that way.
Yeah, we just come with a new finisher.
That's right. I like it.
Yeah.
Big Daddy, you need to go to MIW to help Brody. You know what? All I'm going to say is stay tuned. That's all I'm going to say. After what's been going on, my bro, y'all stay tuned.
Man, bro, he been having a big time, hasn't he?
You know,
He's
yeah.
man, he is.
Vacation.
He's
I'm
over,
salty
man,
about it, too.
drinking Mai Tais or whatever it was he's drinking, man. He's
Yeah.
having a big time.
He's having to recover from the stabbing in the eye. That
Oh,
makes me mad.
who stabbed him in the eye? I
Because
missed that one.
You'll see it
Oh,
in 2 weeks.
I'll see it. Okay, never mind. Well, I was going to say
Yeah,
two.
I won't give it away.
All right.
Y'all see. Y'all see.
Mm.
Crap. Yeah, maybe.
It looks like he's recovering pretty good from the last time I seen him.
Dude, I guess that's the best medicine. I
Yeah.
reckon. So, I mean, it looked like he was having a good
Hey, it is.
time. I was like, okay. You say I didn't have a good time. Then.
Yeah.
Oh, did you see my fan interaction yesterday?
Yes. Oh, yes, I did.
So,
I was. I liked that. I know we
posted
don't
that.
agree on a lot of things. I really liked that.
I posted it. It was so cute, actually. Because I'm always, me and Dirty are at odds.
Oh yeah, I know.
We're friends. And we're tight.
Yeah.
He just don't like the way I do things. I'm like, dude, your name's
I
Dirty.
can understand
Your
it. But
name is Dirty.
I know. I agree with Dirty
ain't the
though.
same person I used to be. Ain't the same person I used to be. I'm like, I don't care. I'm still the same person.
I know.
You liked me then? Well, I like you now. I just disagree how you do things. I'm like, well, that's just hypocritical. But the whole point was I was on this podcast because OWO is about to start up Hot and Heavy. The revival starts on August 11th.
Oh yeah.
Starts in Pontotown. And walking through Walmart, and I hear because I was listening to the podcast trying to get our shopping done so I can go home, then maybe become. And it was about ready to wrap up. So anybody else, I'm like, well, damn. Clicked on it as I'm shopping. Got a big bag of pellets on my shoulder.
Yeah.
Came through there. And then I hear, "Hey, Big Daddy Storm." I looked around. I was like, "This is a little big kid."
Yeah.
It was his mom. I said, "Hey, buddy."
Yeah.
So I talked to him, and the grin on their faces.
Oh, yeah.
Because this is the thing. This is what you guys need to understand with your egos out there.
Yep.
There's a reason you get to do what you do. Those are the reasons. Those
Yes.
kids right there.
It is.
So I hear a lot of guys say, "Well, I'm a heel, though. I still got to be." I
No.
get that. Trust me. I'm the biggest heel walking. At the same time,
Well,
you better know where your bread is buttered, and you better
Yeah.
remember what it was like when you were a child.
Yes.
And what got you into the business and what made you
Yeah.
excited about it was meeting these guys.
Yeah.
You ain't got to be a dick 24/7.
No.
I mean, when your futures can be standing right there, the future of your business, you don't know who it's going to do, who you going to turn off from the
Exactly.
business, right? Every fan is important.
Yeah.
Every one.
But
Even
met
the
that
ones I
kid-
disagree with, like Daniel Lopez,
Yeah.
but they're still important.
Yeah.
If you don't have fans, you don't have anybody.
No, you don't. And that's what I said. You made a very good point. Is because
Thanks, Barry.
you know, it's just like, it don't matter if you're a kid or a baby, especially when a kid comes up to you, I mean, you take time with that kid, take
You
a
have
picture
to.
with him. It don't
You
matter,
Have to.
because I mean, that kid is the one that wants to come out and see you and wants to come out
Well,
and loves wrestling.
yeah.
All of us started. Well, how old were you?
Oh, when I fell in love with wrestling?
Yes.
Oh, my dear sweet Jesus. I think I was 10 years old when I first saw it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was 10. I think I was 10 when I first saw it in Saul Von Erichs.
Yeah.
And then I was 13 when I met Kerry Von Erich. And that was it. Made him at a signing.
I will have
So,
that.
at a furniture store. Old school furniture
Yeah.
store signing, right? Where they bring these guys in, people come
Mhm.
in, sign autographs. And I remember he was sitting there signing, and they had TVs going on in the background.
Mhm.
And one of their matches with the Freebirds was up. He's like, turn it up. He's like, what'd you think? I'm like, yeah, I think that wasn't right what they did. He's like, exactly.
Is that?
And
Oh, yeah.
And I had the picture for the longest time before it finally fell apart. We had his hand over my shoulder, and my whole shoulder was covered. That's
Yeah.
how massive his hands were and how skinny I was, by the way.
Yeah.
I was a beanpole anyway.
Yeah.
But I never forgot. I'm like, I love this more than anything.
Yeah.
He could have been Superman or Batman to me
Exactly.
because that was the coolest thing. I never forgot that.
I'll tell you one I remember, man, was when and this is back. I want to say Al Green and Don Green that they beat the crap out of Jackie Fogger.
Yeah.
Shaved his head.
Yeah.
Oh, so mad. I
That's
was
right.
so mad. I was what, maybe 10, about
That's
10
right.
years old. And I remember that they ended up over here at the old Northwest Coliseum over here.
Mhm.
And they ended up having wrestling. Dude, it was packed to the rafters, back when it packed the rafters. The main event, never forget this. Me and my buddy Joe went up there and seen it. And man, it was Jimmy Valiant and Lawler. That was the main event. And Jimmy Valiant was a heel, and I patted him on the back. And dude, I thought that was the coolest
oh my
thing. And he
God.
did it. I was like, wow. And of course, he was, he's big, like I said,
Yeah.
that's back. He was jacked,
He was
damn
jacked,
boy.
yeah.
He was jacked, but I mean, I was hooked, And I went back later. Anytime it came down here, I remember, I'll tell you this much too, brother. Tell you a little something. Speaking of our little place, the Arca Butler Gym.
Yeah.
They had wrestling in that sucker one time.
Oh, did they?
Back years and years ago, when I was a little kid. I forgot about it.
That's pretty cool.
That is cool.
That is pretty cool. Though.
That is pretty cool.
But
man.
it's things like that make you guys fall in love.
Yeah.
Make all of us fall in love with wrestling.
Exactly.
So that may be something we should do too. Get people to send us in their stories of how they fell in love with wrestling.
Yeah, that'd be a
That'd
good
be kinda
idea.
cool.
It would be.
That'd be kind of cool. Because I'd like to know, honestly,
Yeah.
because that's the thing that drives us. But it all starts when you're a kid most of the time.
Yeah, it does.
And the wide-eyed wonder that they have when they see these guys. So
Yeah.
whenever I see guys that are just, and I understand what they're trying to do because they're heels
yeah.
and they want to maintain that persona. But at some point, you can't bite the hand that feeds you.
Yeah.
All of these matter. You turn on the juices when you're out there and you're in your element.
Yeah.
But when you're away from your element,
Yeah.
and these people see you,
Yeah.
take the time.
Yes, take the time.
That's another set of eyes because now he wants to go to a show and Mama's got to bring him to a show.
Yeah, no, exactly.
And then you know what happens? Mama's appreciative that you actually took the time to be
Yes.
cool to her kid and make
Yeah.
his day or her day.
And exactly. And when them kids, how many times, and I remember we did this one time, I had a friend of mine, it took Stan, his grandson, I told you they were coming. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, you took him back and made sure you got to see everybody and everything
Yes.
else.
And you, and again,
that's what you want to do.
You have to do something.
Yes.
Now, I try not to break kayfabe at a show.
No, but
when I'm out in public,
yeah,
and people come see me after watching me on TV or watching me at a show, and I'm being me, but they still are like wide-eyed would wonder, like, oh my, that was that guy, and that's Big Daddy, and and they say hi, and can I take a picture? Yes, you can. Yes,
anybody that is a face. If you are a face, you dang sure better be out there talking to them people.
I do love Mark's comment. BDS fans worldwide, though.
You know,
I got them nationwide.
Yep,
I do have them nationwide.
You do that,
and I appreciate it, Mark.
Yeah,
for being one of those nationwide fans.
Yeah.
But seriously, it matters.
Yeah.
I mean, it really does matter. So, because I had somebody ask me, they're like, "Dude, why are you doing that out there? And you're a heel, dude." I'm like, I am.
Yeah.
At the show, I'm a heel.
Yeah.
From start to finish of that show, I'm a heel. When I get to the venue, the time I leave it, I am full on heel.
Yeah.
When I do my podcast, when I do my interviews, I am me. I am Big Daddy.
Yeah.
Same time, out in public, a lot of the times, I'm still Big Daddy.
Exactly.
The difference between Big Daddy and Chad is not that far apart.
No.
But I also know that the kids are the reason we get to do the business.
Yep.
Because they grow up into the adults who then pass that on down to their kids, and they tell that story.
Exactly.
You know what? When I was small, I met this guy at Big Daddy store. I remember that. He's old now. But but that guy, I used to remember how big he was, and he took the time to stop and say hello to me in Walmart, and that was great.
Yep.
Those stories get passed along, and they can have an impact on somebody. It has an impact on our business and on people who view the business and keep watching the business. And it's like around. We were talking about how do you say the rest of it? How is it say? Say about things like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's
a fine line you have to walk.
Yeah, it is
but
a fine.
You can walk it.
You can, and again, like I said, I mean, it's what we talk about all the time. It's like dead horses for us. Everything you do in this, people that want to do this, you're just not doing this when you go to the show and you get in the ring and you get out of the show and you go over and you go home and they're done. There's just so many that do that. It's like, I mean, you got to put in the work. If you go out there and the kid comes up and sees you and knows, man, go over, take a, especially if you are a face, man, make sure take a picture with them. Man.
Go take a picture of these.
Take
kids,
a picture with you. If you see him, just go, just don't wave. It's, hey, man, and keep on walking. Hey, man, go over and talk to him. You want to get a picture? You know, get your mom to take a picture with them like that. So, take your time. And I was saying, I mean, like I said, I understand if you're in a hurry. Everybody, you know, will do it like that. But just take a second. Just take a few seconds. Hey, little man, if you got time for, hey man, how's it going, little man? You can come see me. We're gonna be down but it don't take 5 seconds. You got a camera, you have to take a picture. It takes 30 seconds.
It does not take.
And especially if you are a face, if a little kid recognizes you, or even an adult. If an adult that comes to your shows recognizes, what's up, man? How's it been? Go over, even if they're just friends with you, you like it, go over, shake their hand.
Dude, it happens so much now. Jennifer just gets tickled.
Right.
She's like, really? Here?
Oh, yeah.
Like today in Dollar General. We were up in the middle of nowhere, Dollar General.
Yeah.
She's like, you're a wrestler. I just saw you on TV.
Yeah.
Big Daddy. It's like, yeah. And I get tickled sometimes. Like, I get caught off guard.
Yeah.
Because I'm not used to that level, right? Especially when it's in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah. Oh, I understand.
I get it. But sometimes it's just like, yeah. Can I take a picture of you? Can you time? I need an autograph. Tearing sheets of paper out of the register. Like, hey, you know, stuff like that's cool.
It is.
And you don't say no.
No, you don't.
They're so excited to see you.
No, and
take time out of their lives to watch you do what you do because they're going to buy a ticket.
Dude,
they're going to buy merchandise.
Tracy absolutely hates. She hates going to Walmart with me, especially Walmart. I feel like a politician, shaking hands, kissing babies.
Yeah,
you know?
and you have to, dude. You have to. This business, you should never stop working in the business.
No, you shouldn't.
And, you know, how many times we talked on these shows that we do about guys who understand how to work the business and guys who don't know what a work is, right?
No.
They think that you're shooting, you're not. You're working the business and they can't tell the difference, and that gets put around into drama because people don't realize that you're working. No. They don't know what a work is anyway.
No.
And so my response to a lot of that is, if you don't understand it, I'm not here to help you understand it.
No.
If you've been in this business for any length of time, you still don't understand that, that's kind of on you.
It is.
I'm not here to educate you on that.
Okay, you think
take it personally? Yeah, that's your fault.
Well, you know, because I got it double. You know, me being a musician, doing what I do and everything else, I'm playing 5 nights a week. You know, people see me up there, and then most people that know, and it's cool too because I mean, you know, me 60 years old, I wrestled very, very little. Even now, everybody, it's almost everybody that especially know me. When you get in the ring again.
Yeah.
They might,
Because
hey,
they
man,
know
y'all
you do
sound
both.
great. Yeah, they say, man, you sound great, man. The band sounds great, blah, blah. They tell me, man, you still wrestling?
Yeah.
I mean,
Because it's still one of those things that people are fascinated with.
exactly. And I'll bring it up. I'm like, yeah, sure. And then what
Sure.
I'll do, I'll say, hey, first thing, I'll tell you the first thing I do. And I'll tell you, this is the first thing they said, well, we got Crossroads Wrestling.
Mhm.
We're getting off the ground thing. I said, about half the guys that are in my roster on Bluff City. You can see them CW30, 11:30 every Saturday.
There you go.
And I sit there and put that everybody to make sure, and that's another thing too. I try to put eyes on. I try to put eyes on everybody.
And that stuff right there helps so much, right?
It does.
I mean, you've got to be able to promote it. George says, I personally target the 35 to 65 audience, the ones that actually know wrestling history with a frame of reference. Nostalgia works to build a future. And again, it does.
Yeah.
Mark says, I started watching wrestling around 1983, went to my first NWA event in 1985 as I was waiting in line to get seated in the arena. I looked to my right, seen Dusty Rhodes. I pulled down on my dad's arm and pointed to Dusty, saying, Dad, that's Dusty Rhodes. I'll never forget Dusty coming up to us as a 4-year-old kid and being 38 years later. I'll never forget it.
Exactly.
What an impact
That's exactly what you just said. That's what it's all about. That's what it's about.
Yep. George replied to Mark saying, first show I went to was 1979 at the Coliseum, and Bill Dundee crashed his motorcycle and took out the first 3 rows. Hey, there you go. Again,
Yeah.
memorable events, right?
Yeah.
Things where there's magic that happens in wrestling.
Yeah.
That people who've never been to a show don't understand.
Mm.
That's why those are usually the people that really put down wrestling because they've never been to one.
All
that stuff. Yet these are the same ones who watch General Hospital.
Yeah, really.
For 4 hours a day, Mick.
Yeah.
So,
I know
it's that kind of thing.
Exactly. It's
Yeah. Chance says promote, and you always have to.
Oh, you think about this? I went on. We talked about this the other day too. I went on the rhythm section. That's on there. Y'all go check their website out.
Check them out.
The great guys, man. Jeff Ward and Derek doing a fantastic job for all us musicians. And half the interview they did with me and Tracy, before Tracy was bored, was wrestling. And we're actually talked about bringing me and you up one day to do a little thing with Derek. And I'll talk to you more about that. But their podcast, them guys are great, fantastic, and not even doing stuff with music, but I mean, they're even crossing over to wrestling, doing that. What do you think? It's hand in hand.
It is in this industry that we're in.
Yeah.
And it's so encompassing in all its aspects, right?
Yes.
There's no reason why you can't have a lot of that. And
it's entertainment.
It is. It really is.
That's
People are like,
it.
well, you keep saying that you don't do sports entertainment. I don't do sports entertainment.
No.
I do wrestling.
No, we do
wrestling is
wrestling.
entertainment.
Exactly. Wrestling is
It's always
entertainment.
been entertainment. It's just a full drama.
Yeah,
But
it's just exactly.
It is. We don't have stuntmen. We are those guys. We're the guys that actually do all the action and put our bodies on the line. We just happen to be the stars of the show at the same time.
Exactly.
There's nobody standing in for us.
No.
We do the thing.
Exactly.
It's a great sacrifice for your body to do that. There used to be a great mystique about it, and I think there can be again. But it has to be a universal mindset, right? You can't have the DeWitt Wrestlings of the world.
No,
there's no mystique to that.
No. I'll tell you the way I look at it, and this is the way I look at it. As far as the mystique back in the old day, we wouldn't be sitting here because you're a hell of a baby. The thing is yes, but the way we look at it now, it's like, and it's the truth as far as me being a face, and my character has always been. I've been a heel very few times. It just did not work for me.
Yeah, it's not your personality.
It's not personality. You tried a baby. It didn't work for you.
Not my personality.
And the thing of it is, when we get in the ring, we got different mindsets. And we totally got different mindsets of how we think things should work in the ring. And that's the truth.
It is.
And that's the thing. So, I mean, is that's the thing of it is. It's like, outside the ring, people know this is all the time. We go work out and everything else. Yeah. You're my friend. Love you to death. You're my brother. But in that ring, we don't agree.
No.
We don't agree on stuff.
You need to have 4 or 5 eyes watching me at all times.
Oh, yeah. No, I don't trust you in the ring.
Because brother or not.
Yeah, brother or not.
It doesn't matter.
You'll be like Cain and Abel. You want to hit me with something.
That's right. I mean,
it's just going to happen.
It's what it is.
It is what it is.
And sometimes bad blood comes to that, but we get over it.
Yeah, we get over it.
So it just happens.
No, you hit me before, and we still got here to argue the whole time,
dude. And I tell you, that happens all the time.
Yeah, it does
in this business,
and people don't get that either. It's like, you can say the curtain has been pulled back. Yes, the curtain has been pulled back as far as that to a certain extent, but you got to look at also that if you do it if you have the mindset like we got like that, I mean, that's true bad. Like right now, I'm sure, like I said, if I, if I had the King Superstar in here sitting over beside me, I'd be ready to wring your neck. I'd have to reel him in, keep him over
stays
here.
in that mode these
I
days.
know, y'all.
stays in that mood.
That probably wouldn't be and you know, even with me and you, there's been times too that you hit me. And we stayed away from each other for a little while.
Yes.
We didn't work out for each other or nothing else. But like, that was really crappy of you, like and we would go from there. We cool off and we get back over like that. But I mean, yeah. Same thing with Johnny,
George says 17 years as a hillbilly and never been a baby. It wouldn't feel right. Dude, I had to do so I did 4 years as a base at Redeemed because of what it was in mission work, and it hurt my soul. I loved what we did as a company. But as far as Big Daddy goes,
oh yeah,
who I've always been,
you've been a heel.
It hurt me.
All right,
and I was like, but I understood what I had to do. And sometimes you just have to do the things that are beneficial for your business and for your promotion and for what you're trying to do. And I loved every second of my time at Redeemed.
Oh yeah, that was an awesome organization.
The money
awesome
we raised,
everything.
the people we helped. You'll never hear me badmouth that because it was excellent. I love it.
No,
and I loved what we did. I love the difference we made in people's lives.
I agree.
I will never, ever badmouth that because it's just the truth. Having said that, I hated being a good guy.
Oh, well, you think
I'll
tell you the one time that I enjoyed being a heel. There's one time that I got there. This is the only time was, and I hadn't been in the business for a long time. It was Reels. What Reels will tell you was his first match.
Yeah.
And I got to heel. I had a blast. But then again, even then, that was his first match. And Reels was, I mean, that was his first match. Still, that kid, even then, his first match, I knew right then that kid was so smooth. He was really good. He was so smooth.
Yeah, he's really good.
Listening to everything else. I mean, we went out there and just had fun. But the thing is, that day I enjoyed being here. But that was the only time that I really. There was a couple other times I did. I think we discussed it before with my ex tag partner. Me and Butch.
Yeah.
And I healed against him, and it just did not go over. It just did not. It just didn't. So we cut that, and I went back to me and baby.
Yeah, I'm a dick. It's just what I am. Alan tickles me because for the longest time, because I say whatever. You know me.
No.
Whatever little thought comes into my mind, it's coming out.
Mm-hmm.
It's just gonna be. And Alan took it forever. He's like. I think it was just last year we were talking about. It was after one of our bottom of our booking shows. He's like, there is no difference between you and Storm. That is you. I'm like, dude, I've been telling you that.
Oh, no.
He's like, but it's like, this is just you. I'm like, it's as real as it gets. It's just what it is. I said, dude, the one thing I will never do. And I told Dirty this yesterday on his podcast, on his live show. Because he's like, he disagrees with my style of wrestling and all this other stuff. And I brainwash people, and I manipulate people and all this stuff. I said, but look, the one thing I don't do, the one thing I will never do is lie to you.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you
the
truth as I see it.
Oh, I know.
And I said, I tell you I'm going to cheat. He
said,
yeah, you do. I said, I'm not lying to you.
No.
I said,
trust me, I know.
I said, I showed these other guys there's another way to do things.
Yeah.
I said, now you're trying to tell them, in 10 years, I can see you being here. I'm like, 10 years.
Yeah.
Give me a few months. I got you.
Oh, all right.
I said, what's more attractive when you hear somebody talking? 10 years from now, or give me a few months and I got you at the top of the food chain?
I think we discussed this a little bit last week, too. It's all right. Perfect example. Dredd. Love Dredd. He's my son. Love him like a son. Love him like an absolute son. Do I agree with what he's doing right now? No. But and with that being said, do I think he needs to do it? Yes. I think he does.
He definitely does.
The way I look at it, do I agree with it? No. Well, like I said, it's not my vision for him, but that's my vision.
Mm-hmm.
He's got to have his own vision. He's a full-grown man. But the thing of it is, do I think he needs that? Yes.
We've got to be able to see the world from all angles.
Exactly what you just said.
Then you'll find your way.
Exactly. Then he'll find his way.
But if you're only looking through it through one lens,
exactly,
you're never going to see it.
Perfect example. That's like me being a baby face for, good gosh, the biggest part of mine. But I healed enough to where, and it helped me. It did help me. It helped me. I got a lot more aggressive.
Dude, I was popular as a baby face.
Yeah, you were.
And
you were popular as a heel.
And that's kind of the weird thing, too.
You were.
Like, But I didn't enjoy it because I felt like I wasn't being true to my nature.
Yeah.
Right. Not to say I'm an evil guy. I'm just saying that when it comes down to winning and wanting to be the best,
Yeah.
I know what works for me.
Exactly.
And I know how to get under people's skin.
Oh yeah.
I know how to twist the screws.
Exactly.
And I know how to make you question things.
Yeah.
And that's all psychological warfare.
It is.
Because that's a very important thing when it comes to
Yes,
war.
it is.
Psychological warfare is super important that most guys don't understand. Going back to the whole old school mentality, right?
Yeah.
You got to be able to get into some people's heads. And now it's easier than ever.
Yeah.
Because people get so
good
butthurt so
Lord.
quick. I
I'll
mean,
tell you-
like they do. That's why I have this laying around. Because
Yeah.
this happens
Yeah.
all the time. And it don't take much. It's so much easier for me these days to be me
I know.
because of how people are, how sensitive they are.
Oh,
That's
I know.
ridiculous.
I know.
I love it. I absolutely enjoy it.
Oh, I know. It's the thing with it is it's hard because being me in the face is supposed to be mean. I don't start to don't get me started on that because I'll turn into a heel.
I mean, it's just, but it's the truth.
It is true.
It's just the truth.
The bad part, okay, and I don't know, but I've heard. I mean, with me, I'm not around it as much because again, I'm working nonstop right now, and we're playing nonstop. It's a blessing. Needed it and everything else. I'm not to be able to be in the locker rooms, but I know and I've heard and what I was saying because I still got my finger on the pulse. I still got ears out everywhere like that, and people But what gets me is when they get butthurt in the dang locker room.
Oh my God, dude!
That's to me.
so
You
sad.
can't. You cannot.
You gotta be tougher than that.
You
gotta have thick skin.
cannot be butthurt in the locker room.
No.
We all, even now, how much do we mess with each other?
Dude, all the time.
Good gosh.
Dude, if we were that sensitive, we couldn't be around each other.
No, we couldn't at all. we give each other
just
hell.
Yeah, I mean, because one of us would be dead.
No, you're right.
That's what people don't understand.
Because we give each other hell. It's what we do.
I tell all our up and coming friends, you better have thick skin. You sure you want this group?
You better.
You better have thick
You
skin.
better have them thick skin. Because we're gonna meddle with you.
Yeah, because you ain't gonna last.
No.
If you ain't got thick
No,
skin.
we all gonna meddle with each other.
That's right. You ain't got thick skin, you're in trouble, buddy.
Yeah.
It's just it.
And that's just it.
Yep. All right, folks.
Yep. It is time. isn't it?
We told you it's going to be a little bit of a shorter show
Yeah.
today, and it was. Appreciate you guys and gals tuning in. We'll be back here next week. More
Yep.
Heels and Faces.